If your time and range looks good, but you still feel tired, foggy, or just off, this is for you. You can hit 80% time and range on your CGM and still feel drained. Today, I'll explain why that happens and give you one simple shift you can try tomorrow. Sometimes your numbers look good and you still feel terrible. The CGM app is green, your doctor's happy, and you're thinking, why do I feel this way? You're not failing. You might just be tailgating. Let me explain. Picture you driving under the speed limit. You're totally legal, not doing anything wrong, but you're right on the bumper of the car in front of you who's going really slow. You're not crashing, you're not speeding, but you're tense. You're watching, you're adjusting, and you're bracing for impact. That's what sitting at 9 or 9.5 millimol hours on end can feel like. You're still in range, but you're riding that ceiling, that upper limit of your CGM graph. Time and range tells you you're under the speed limit. It doesn't tell you how close you're riding to the bumper. And living that close takes energy. Most ranges go up to 10. You can sit at 9.7 all afternoon, and the app still shows you're doing great and you're green. But 9.7 does not feel like 5.5 or 6, even if both are in range. The graph says fine, your body says otherwise. And that quiet tension, that's what drains you. I've lived with this. My time in range looked good, but after meals, I'd sit above 8, sometimes 9, sometimes 10, longer than I wanted to. At work, I felt foggy. People noticed. On a Saturday with my partner, I'd smile, but on the inside, I was thinking, I'm running high again. She'd ask, are you okay? And yeah, just a bit high, I'd say. But on the inside, I'd feel like garbage. Why can't I just forget about this and feel good? The worst part, the app, the CGM graphs was green, giving me the thumbs up. But the green on the screen doesn't always mean good for the body. Let me ask you, have you had good time and range, but still felt like garbage, felt drained? Because that feeling is real. Now, here's where I made it worse. When I felt that near the ceiling tension, I tightened everything because I know how good it feels to be in the 5 to 8 range. Clear, calm, quite optimized or over-optimized. I'd start eating really high glycemic index foods, slow digestible foods. I'd structure my meals and tweak my settings, and my numbers looked beautiful. I was chasing that perfect graph, but my life got really small. Everything became about the graph. I was competing with myself. And if I'm honest, it was fear-based. Fear of slipping up, a fear of complications. I've had this for 44 years. Fear of losing control. Tight, to me, felt safe until it felt absolutely exhausting and led me to burnout. Here's the shift, though. The goal isn't perfect time and range. It's having some room to breathe, space between you and the bumper. And here's something you can try tomorrow. If you're hovering near the top of that CGM graph, don't instantly tighten everything. Ask yourself, am I cruising or am I riding the bumper? If you're riding the bumper, just tap the brakes, get into a normal speed. Maybe the answer isn't another correction. Maybe it's adjusting earlier at meals. Maybe it's simplifying a little bit, but not over the top. Maybe it's giving yourself a little more space instead of chasing perfection. And if the graph is running your mood, try this for a week. Take it off your watch if you use that. Your blood sugars and your CGM with intention, not constantly. We're talking like 4 times a day versus 80 times a day. See what happens to your stress. You don't need perfect, like I mentioned. You need room to breathe. When I stopped chasing perfect lines, simplified my pump, and stopped staring at my CGM 24/7, something shifted. I felt less stressed. I slept better. Diabetes became kind of background versus front and center. I felt balanced, not perfect, but balanced. So if your time and range looks good and you still feel off, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means the percentage isn't telling you the whole story. You don't need tighter control. You need calm control. So if you found this video helpful and you want to learn more about patterns, slam that subscribe button. If you want to understand why your numbers feel steadier on predictable days, watch this one next. See you next time.